Western civilization.
Which values?
Western values. Democracy.
No, there are so many things in the
Democracy,
values.
women's rights, gay rights.
No, I've never heard. No. You asked me a question, so let me answer.
So be honest,
I've never been into a mosque that I've sat down and the preacher said, when you go outside and you see gays in Piccadilly, beat them up. Never.
See what I mean? See what I mean about this deflection?
What
What about just saying that homosexuality is wrong?
Outside. They say, chuck 'em
I
off the
believe
roof.
myself homosexuality is wrong.
Yeah.
I believe myself.
But no,
so I don't
tell
have
you
to go
that-
to an imam.
No, this is what
Yeah,
I
no,
say.
but have
I
you
tell
ever
you,
seen
brothers
an
and
imam?
sisters,
They're
it is
preaching
an
to me, no.
abomination. Get them and throw them from the rooftop.
Are you a Christian?
No, that's what they say. Though.
No, are
I've
you a
seen
Christian?
some of their things.
Okay, are you a
No,
Christian?
culturally, yes.
Okay, so you're not a Christian.
I'm not practicing.
You're not a Christian.
I am.
So when the Bible says, what about that? Gays.
Don't say
Man-
chuck them off buildings.
No. Where does it say chuck 'em off building in Islam? So why did you claim that Islam says chuck 'em off the building
Because they
and
do
the Bible
it.
doesn't?
Because
No,
there's
he's
videos of
talking
them.
about
Donald
some
Trump.
radical hatred.
Donald, did you see the video Donald Trump shared in Egypt of them chucking gays off a building?
Yeah.
Yeah? So
I
they
can
do
bring
it.
you videos in the north of England. They got out of the pub and they beat the guy up because he was transsexual.
Yeah? Show me
So
the video then.
tit for tat. So you can't just
Tit
make
for
up.
tat? Oh,
Yeah.
it's all right. We do one gay, we do one trans.
That's what he wants. In reality, that's what you want. So if you condemn the Muslim who throw a gay out of the building, you should say in the north of the England, people beat gays up in the pubs as well.
Did you see the two gay girls that were beaten up on a bus, apparently, beaten up on a bus in
Yeah,
London,
yeah.
Did you see that absolute national outcry?
So it happens everywhere.
No, but did you see the
So
national outcry?
No.
All on the news, all in the papers, all over social media. This was only a couple of weeks ago.
My point is
Didn't
not that it's...
didn't a gay person get their legs chopped off in South East London recently?
Huh?
Yeah, but
My
I've been going
point
around
is-
Facebook. I don't know if it's true.
Nah, I doubt that.
My point is, everywhere it happens.
Don't compare England to Arab countries where they
I'm not.
literally cut off your head for being gay. And you're comparing a
Where?
tranny.
Where
a
show
tranny-
me?
Beat up until like
Are you
10, 15
seriously?
years ago, they used to beat the shit out of gay people in England.
And a tranny, that's a man anyway. So what, he got slapped outside a pub by a few blokes.
Oh, so
He
you,
might have just been getting mouthy.
so you like gays, not trannies.
I'm just making the point. If it was a
No,
tranny,
that's a
then it's a
stupid
man.
point.
It's a man.
That's a stupid point.
No, you're the stupid is you comparing.
Okay, I'm
ga-
stupid then. Okay.
No, your point, not you. Yeah. You compared the video that Donald Trump shared
Yeah.
of gays getting chucked off a building
Yeah,
in Egypt
yeah.
to a tranny, which is a man, getting beaten up in the north of
Yeah,
England.
I try to make a point of violence.
No, you try
Violence can
comparing, there's
happen.
no comparison. We have trans pride. I was in Brighton a couple of days ago and they've got trans pride next week.
So?
Maybe you can go. You like dressing up, I can tell.
Why would
Nothing
I?
really, just something.
No, but they've got
Now,
one.
just
now,
chatting.
now you're getting silly.
No, what I'm saying is,
Now
no,
you're
'cause
getting
you
silly.
don't ever have serious debates, so I'm being silly
No,
here,
why-
because you never
why are you
say
silly?
because you always deflect.
No,
and
but,
change.
but when I said to you, what did you in Brighton? You said I preached against Islam to eradicate, and I said what is wrong with Islam? You said everything, and I asked you the question.
But it's a very simple
No,
answer.
wait. When I asked you the question,
He's just stretching, sorry.
when I asked you a question, what is wrong when a
I said
father?
everything.
Wait, what is wrong with Islam when a father
Sorry,
tells
bro.
his daughter to cover up? What is wrong with it?
What do you mean? How old? At which age?
Any age.
Any age.
Wow.
Well, why should
It's a
why
load
should
of different
6-year-olds have to
things,
cover up when they go to school
Why Islam
in East London?
Why not?
Why? No, but why? Just tell me why.
No, you're not answering my question.
What, will men get tempted by little 6-year-old
Then
girls?
my-
Is that what it is?
Listen, bro. My
No,
question
but why,
is something.
why do girls have to
No,
cover
my
up?
question is something you're diverting it.
No, you said why
You
not?
said there is all horrible in Islam. It means the religion itself is a horrible ideology, isn't it?
It's not a religion.
A way of life.
Islam is not a religion.
I call it a way of life.
A way of life.
Yeah.
A bad way of life.
What is wrong with the way of life when a father tells his daughter to cover up?
Yeah. If it's in the culture where that's normal, not in England, that's not normal. If 6-year-old, 7-year-old girls love having plaits in their hair, they like going to school every day with a different hairstyle.
Every girl?
That's what little girls love. Not if they're in a culture where their dad tells them they've got to cover up. Of course, it's easy to brainwash a child. Yeah? So if their father is telling them you've got to cover up like your big sister who's 15 going to school, and it's really cool and really nice, and they're in a school where only girls do that, then of course they're going to think that's normal. But naturally, young girls, they like doing, like any girls, they like doing different crazy hairstyles.
Can I
So
interject on that
what
point?
makes?
Sorry, can I
Let me
interject
finish.
on
What I'm
that?
saying is, if that's
Please.
normal in an
What-
Arab country,
What,
go to an Arab
what
country and do
makes
it there.
what
Just don't
makes
do it in England.
what makes your normal normal?
It's our culture. This is England.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So that's normal.
I get it, but don't you claim in this culture you have the freedom of expression, freedom of religion, and freedom of speech?
Right. Yeah, of
So
course.
if I'm
So
living,
that's why you're allowed to do it.
if I'm,
I'm just
So
saying
if-
it's wrong.
no, you said if everything is wrong with Islam, bro, you're just
Okay.
contradicting. You're
What
contradicting
is she
yourself.
expressing by wearing, being covered from head to toe?
Yeah, it's up to her. You
No,
can.
no, you said freedom of expression. I'm asking you, what is she expressing by being covered from head to toe?
Expressing that she doesn't want her figure or maybe her beauty to be shown to maybe to the society where she's living in. She might have a different thinking where she looks into life in a different way.
And what's wrong with her being beautiful?
Nothing.
And what's
My
wrong,
daughters are
And
beautiful.
what's wrong with her being looked at and admired, as long as nobody touches her?
Why not? Should my daughter be a piece of meat that walks on the street and every Tom and Dick and Harry will look at her?
So you think every, so you think,
Seriously?
hold on, so you think every,
Okay.
every,
Wait. If a woman,
is sexual?
if a woman walks into,
That, he's got a nasty
Minis-
mind.
No.
You think every look of
because we know the
aberration
culture,
is
men
sexual?
whistle.
How do I know not?
Men whistle at women and shout a lot of things that they like about their physicality. So we know the culture we're dealing with. And it's normal for men to do
No,
it.
let's not.
It's normal.
I don't see that.
It's normal for
I
men.
don't see
No,
that.
you don't see it because you don't think like that.
What's he
I
talking
get
about?
you.
You don't see it. Of course
I
you see
get
it.
your point.
Men
My-
whistle.
What
no.
makes you think I say?
What makes you
Hold
think
on,
I
somebody.
say?
How many guys do you see whistling at girls that walk past you?
Sorry, big man, sorry,
going into
love.
Hyde Park?
Sorry.
How many
Sorry, I
guys
don't know
do
you
you see not whistling and looking and thinking of somebody? How
It was
do
only
that?
100 years
Thinking
ago
what?
that it was seen
Thinking, oh, she's
bad to wear
beautiful.
your
What's wrong
skirt
with that?
above the knee. And
If
before
a
that,
guy sees a
women used to
beautiful
cover up
woman,
from head to
just
toe
quick,
anyways
quick,
in
quick
England.
Look
It
like,
was
whoa,
Why are you
fashion
looking-
like
okay,
weirdo.
why are you
You
looking
think, oh, bloody hell,
racist?
she's hot.
No, I
not
get
that
you.
way.
I
Why
get
are
you.
you not?
where you're
But
going.
what gives you the right
Why
to
are you
judge
not
looking
and think
What,
she's
so
hot?
rape didn't happen
Who
when
are
they
you?
Gives me the
covered
right.
up?
To me, which gives me the right.
Rape
It's just a
doesn't
normal way to
happen when
think.
you're covered from head to toe.
happens
Your
every
normality.
culture.
No, man's
It's not to
normality.
protect you from
That's
rape.
why you cover
No,
your
your
women up.
normality, bro.
No, that's why you cover your women up because you
But
say
that's
that's
my-
how men think.
That's
Can't
my
say-
normality.
You
Do you agree?
can't say that.
Do you
Man's
agree?
normality.
I'm
If
less
you see
modest
something
than-
beautiful, like a
Okay.
piece of artwork, like
Okay.
a car,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Just
like a
on the
plate
way
of
we're
food.
dressing.
So
you
I'm a
think,
man.
"Oh, that's good."
No, the
Wait,
dress is
wait.
modest
Let's-
though, isn't it? That's what we're saying.
Let's
Exactly.
Issa,
It
please.
doesn't
Issa.
mean you're a different type of a human being.
We're having two
I'm a man. My
You don't
normal
know.
mentality
But
says
you're
to my
right.
daughter,
She
cover
could
up.
be
Yes?
a slut in the bedroom. I could be a slut in
Do you
the
agree?
bedroom. You
My
don't
man,
know.
mine.
You don't know.
Okay, my
You
Islamic
don't
mind. Yes?
know. You don't
Your
know.
normality.
Modesty.
Yeah, your Christian mind.
What she done? Aye.
What's she doing? What's she doing?
Right? So the fact of the matter is, you can't say, leave her, let her go. She's took her run. What do we call
What I'm
it?
saying is, yeah, your Islamic mind is to cover 6-year-old
You can't
daughter.
say
My
that
Western
somebody is
mind
modest of
is to let
heart,
my 6-year-old
right?
daughter
Modesty
go
is
on the internet,
modesty is not
watch a video
clothing.
of how to do her
It's
hair.
part of it.
Yeah.
As long as you're covered, as long as you're not showing
I agree.
all of your flesh, right?
I agree.
Right?
It's your normality and my normality.
Yes, I agree, but I wouldn't say that nudity is being modest. I wouldn't say
But that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Like
So
my normality.
who's defining what
Somewhere
modesty
in the
is?
middle. You don't need to be covered from head to foot. Just this.
The way I want.
May I ask?
You want to do things like you do back home, you already do it.
You go to a beach.
A good point.
What do you wear?
But then you shouldn't say.
Listen.
Swimsuit.
Yes, I can say.
No, wait. Let me finish. No, let me finish.
You're deflecting.
But then you shouldn't say that you're a free society.
You're deflecting. It's the truth.
You shouldn't say you're a free society.
What do you wear?
What do you mean free society?
Because a free society, when I come to a free society with my normality, a free society allows me to think the way I want to think
And that's why
normality
it's-
is.
That's why it's fundamentally flawed. Yeah, the whole free society was meant to be fucked us. Yeah? Now with massive immigration,
Now we came to the point.
An ownership.
So no, what?
One second, let me just answer
so
this.
the whole,
It will come up, don't
the whole
worry.
idea of freedom of speech,
Yeah.
freedom of expression,
Yeah.
freedom of religion.
Yes.
Yeah?
Getting married.
what's happened is we're creating, and have created a Frankenstein with mass immigration. Because you're coming here and you're wanting to change things, whether it be in small communities, in schools, and then eventually as the numbers grow and grow, you've got an Islamic mayor of London, and then things will start to change.
We take over.
Yeah,
We take over.
Well, try to. That's eventually going to happen. Yeah, of course. It's already doing it politically. No, politically.
Because it's the same.
So the whole democracy, the whole freedom of expression, the whole freedom of religion,
It's wrong.
Magna Carta,
It's wrong.
that didn't involve Islam when that was written.
So it's wrong then.
It's fundamentally flawed.
Freedom of expression,
It's fundamentally flawed.
freedom of expression, freedom of religion,
If
and
I've
freedom
already
of
learned how to walk,
speech.
and then you learn
These
how
are
to
wrong.
walk, is that you progressing, or is that you doing the same
Not all
thing?
free, not all free. Freedom
Is
of
that not doing
religion,
the same
that
It's
is
wrong.
yeah.
It's wrong. So then can
Not wrong for certain religions, but for one religion it's wrong.
so that's selective then.
Yeah, no.
So it's not free then. It's not free.
I already have. hence
So
why
for
I can
you
tell that they're the same thing. And you're getting
to
upset
say
or
that,
ignore me now
you have to
because
tell
I've
your
got a
leaders
rebuttal.
to tell to the world that we are not a free society. So other people shouldn't come.
So would you support? Wait. So would you support? No. Would you support? Would you support a referendum
Yeah.
on allowing Islam to be practiced or not to be practiced in England, in the UK? Would you support a referendum? Give the people their choice if we want Islam or
If
not.
you have that sort of referendum, that means you are living in a totalitarian, not free society. You're not allowing a Muslim to practice his religion. That's a totalitarian society.
No. Because totalitarian society is not going to give you the vote. They're just going to say it straight away. So would you allow the people of the United Kingdom to
Yeah.
have a vote
Yeah.
on if Islam should or shouldn't be practiced? Not Muslims, yeah, but Islam. So no Qurans, no mosques. Done.
So
Finished.
no, but
And if you want to
Islam is a
practice
religion.
Islam, we will give you money.
Okay.
We'll give you money. We'll buy your house. We'll give you money for your business, and you can go to whatever country you like and practice Islam.
So it's not free society then.
No, it's my politics.
So it's not.
But if we did that, the economy would collapse. If all the Muslims picked up and left today,
No, I mean-
your country would collapse.
Yeah, and then we'd be back up. You know,
How would you be back
How
up?
do Muslims?
after World War II, after World
it
War
becomes
II,
diluted.
If that happens in this country, wouldn't the Muslims want to leave? Of course they're going to want to leave. They're going to want to practice their religion and have that freedom. So if
So
they
you
do
think
that,
we
your
collapse? How
country
would we
would collapse.
collapse? Financially?
The economy
No, you are
would
collapsed.
Where did you get that from? There's only 5 million Muslims here.
Yeah.
Half of them are women, and another third are children.
What does it matter if they're women? Well, women don't work.
What's-
Women
a
don't have
lot of
jobs.
them don't. A lot of them don't. And if
Well,
they
where
do-
did you get that statistic from?
Just look around, mate.
You're just guessing. That's an assumption. That's an assumption.
Okay, it's an assumption which is probably based on evidence. Somebody's done.
Probably. Where is the evidence?
Okay,
You can't make an assumption like that for no
Diana,
reason.
Google it. Diana Abbott.
Why don't you
Diana
Google it?
Abbott. Diana, no, 'cause
You
she done a
made the
report.
claim.
She done
You
a
made the
report on
claim,
it.
though.
She done a report. No, what you're saying, and then Muslim men, yeah, and Muslim women. So if they left, not all of them would leave if they can't practice Islam. If we have a referendum and the referendum came back, which I guarantee it would, we don't want Islam practiced in the UK. Yeah, not all Muslims are just going to up and leave. Why would they? They wouldn't
Not
say
all,
anything.
no, I never said
No,
that.
but a lot would.
Yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah, a lot would. They'll be like, well, I want to practice my religion, so I want to go to a country where I can practice it. Yeah? But our economy wouldn't collapse. All right, cool. Our economy wouldn't collapse. Of course it wouldn't.
How would they fill the jobs?
Right, and
How would they fill the jobs overnight?
Jobs?
Overnight, you're saying 5 million jobs would be filled overnight.
Well, it's not 5 million Muslims are not employed. Half of them are women, and another third are children. And
How
women
women?
look
How
after the
women?
children.
You said majority of
So
them
let's
would
just
leave.
say we couldn't fill 2 million jobs
Overnight.
Not overnight, of course. But the economy's
there
not
you
going to
go.
collapse. People work double shifts, yeah. So people are going to work longer hours. So
people are gonna work triple
British
shifts then.
people who can't be bothered to work, by the way, the chav like central of the Europe, like let's say, like how many people are actually going to really work?
But
Yeah,
the point I'm trying
A
to
lot
make.
of these positions are specialist
They're not even,
positions.
they're like we're 24th in the academic tables in the world. You've got to like hand it to people from, the Muslims you're saying, they're actually
Okay.
educating
We
their
have
children. What are
doctors.
the white people doing all the time, like, speak about it?
But
they
could
build it back up.
They've
got more technology. I've got 20 or 30 years,
They've
maybe.
got more technology today
have
than
to be
they had
taught by the
after.
Muslims.
But it's not even about technology. It's
Those
about
engineers,
specialized.
all
But
those
the point
doctors,
the
all
point
those
is
That don't
Already
you say
struggling.
doctors, for instance, yeah?
We don't have enough
That's an
doctors.
example.
We don't have
That's an
enough doctors. We don't have enough doctors. You know, we
Yeah,
have
but
long
if-
waiting queues.
Yeah.
A lot of them are Muslims.
Yeah.
The ones that you see, the surgeons that you do, the ones that do your boobies.
GPs.
You wouldn't have surgery for
I
a
agree,
Muslim
I agree.
doctor, is
There
that
would be
right?
some
You wouldn't have
practical
surgery
issues.
I wouldn't have
for a
surgery
Muslim.
for
I'm
a
asking
Muslim
you, yeah.
doctor.
Would you
Would
have
I?
surgery for a Muslim doctor?
If he was absolutely a specialist in the field and I needed it, yeah, of course course I would.
You
Why
would be
wouldn't I?
worried that he'd do something to you under the
Absolutely
table.
not. I'm not paranoid like you.
No.
What about-
How do you know I'm paranoid, mate? Paranoid is
To ask a
the
question
worst.
like that, to ask a question like that, you're
There's
going
no
to have to
need
be
to ask
paranoid.
problems, is there? Like,
But-
I'm not being rude to you, am I? Am I insulting you at all? No, I'm not. So why
Are you
do that
asking
to me?
ridiculous questions?
No, I'm not.
You
No,
are.
because you don't
Yeah.
like it.
No, it's a ridiculous question and you didn't
Really?
like my answer.
What, because you're a fascist?
Because
No,
I'm
I
a
don't like,
fascist.
yeah, because you're
Yeah,
a
I'm a
fascist,
fascist,
so you
yeah.
don't like it, am I? Of course then.
Yeah.
Never
How did you
gonna
know?
like it.
Is it
It's
so
like
easy to
just
spot?
Me smile, isn't it?
And you've got such a genuine smile, haven't you?
Really?
Yeah, you have.
Oh,
Yeah, you
it's
have got a
nice
nice smile, actually.
Continue on.
You have.
He's putting on a charm now.
No, she has got a nice smile. It's always got a nice smile, I'll say it's a nice smile. But the point is, would you support a referendum in this country to allow Islam to be practiced or not? Or would you kick off?
Why
As
should
long
we
as
even
it's
have a
Christianity,
Why would I support that?
Judaism, every
what- it
religion.
should be
So
for
you're
all
not,
the
you're not bothered
religions.
about democracy then,
No,
right?
Every
I
religion.
personally wouldn't support it, but I have the freedom to not support it.
Yeah, but would
There you
you
go.
try and stop it? Would you?
What about supporting people who climb the House and Parliament and leech off our system? I would support that. Maybe we should chuck them out of the country.
leech off the, what? Your
Yeah.
system?
No,
What system do I
my
leech off?
granddad fought for this country.
Yeah.
Yours.
So what do
I
leech off?
I guarantee you, I paid more tax than you.
Well
So
done.
let's do. Why
So
don't
you
we
want to get personal?
Yeah.
I'm not here for a personal argument.
Yeah, well,
Because I don't know.
no, you are. You're making
So
about
what's your
Muslim.
background then?
Well, so my
But
background is
listen,
very.
when you
This
make
is
it
what I
about
mean.
Islam, it's
No.
It's personal.
Islam is
It's
an
personal.
idea. I
What
don't know
is-
this
you know
guy.
what Islam is
No,
my identity.
Well, I'm not here for a personal argument.
But you're
I'm
making
here
a
for.
personal
make-
for
listen,
No, I don't know this guy. I
When
don't know
when
you. I
talk
don't know
about
you.
Islam,
But
that's
This
my
guy
identity.
wants to-
I'm going to get offended.
No, Islam is an idea.
You don't like
an
it when
idea.
you-
No,
it's
because I don't know you. I don't know your name. He obviously knows stuff about me.
I know a lot.
I'm not here
I know
for
lot
a
about
personal argument.
What is your
No. The
I'm
question
not,
is.
so I don't know
let's
him.
not,
I
let's
don't
not,
know
let's not
anyone.
get sidetracked.
You'll never
Islam.
wait.
That's
You'll
your-
never
Yeah.
see. Wait. You'll never see me come here. You'll never see me come here and point people
He's
out
triggered, he's
as
triggered,
a
you've got it,
person.
he's
No,
triggered.
because I'm not here for a personal argument.
You made it personal. When you're saying send Muslims back, that's personal. They're my people.
When have I said that?
Okay, talk more
When have I
generally.
said that? When have I
Let's-
said?
when we are saying having a referendum,
I'm
you
not
have
here-
said that. You
I'm
have
not
said
here.
that.
Listen,
You
I'm not
have
here for a
said that.
personal
Where
argument.
the 5
I'll
million
debate anyone, but when people bring it back to me and personal stuff, I'm
Well,
done.
you pick and choose.
No,
You
no,
pick
no,
and
no.
choose.
I don't know anybody here. No, I don't know anybody here. I don't know anyone's name.
But you want him to
So
stop
this
Islam
guy
being
knows
practiced
stuff
in this
about
country.
me.
I know a lot.
This guy knows stuff about me
Yeah.
and brings
Personal,
personal
but
stuff.
you generalised it as well because you said people like.
I did. My point is
He
that these
don't
people.
deserve my time when he
These
gets personal.
people, yeah, it's fine. I don't need your time. These people who make big statements about usually they're leeching off the system, or they're benefit thieves, or they've been
Okay,
in
let
and
me
out
ask
of
you this.
prison. No, listen.
What's
Let
the
me
solution to
finish.
the
No,
problem?
what I'm saying is, then they go around crying about immigrants.
White people is
and
all
they're
the
gonna-
best, definitely.
No, then they go around crying about Muslims and this, that, the other. But the moment you bring up their thing, how dare you?
hold on.
No, let me finish. How dare you come? Claim job seekers allowance, don't fucking work in your life, yeah, and then complain about Muslims who are fucking working like doctors, taxi drivers, that are pinnacle to the society. Do you know what I mean?
Does he have a legitimate claim,
part. No, but the thing is, he ran away. He's been in and out of prison many times.
No, does he
This
have a
is all
legitimate
public
claim?
record.
In regards to his complaint, does he have a legitimate point of his complaint?
Well, he wants a referendum to decide to.
So it's
to
no.
reject
Alienate
Muslims.
Right, so the answer is no. What's the solution in regards to people that think like him and follow Tommy
Kill their
Robinson?
airtime. Kill their airtime. That's my solution.
Listen to the question. Fully.
Robinson, Bob, they don't like him.
Listen to the question.
Yeah.
When you have people talking and thinking like him, or the followers of Tommy Robinson and so on, would you agree that you wouldn't support Tommy Robinson?
Fully.
Okay. So, what's the alternative? Because there are some points they make which are totally legitimate, yes?
Yeah.
Right, so what's the alternative?
No, you can have those private conversations. But when you're going out, hundreds of thousands of people, potentially even millions that could watch this, and he's spouting the most disgusting views, right, that aren't perhaps being challenged correctly, that is going to have an effect on vulnerable
listen
people.
did you hear the question?
So I did hear the questions, but my answer is to have those questions in private. He's had private conversations many times with many Muslims, online, offline, everything. He doesn't want to change. He's using
I'm
these
not talking about him.
platforms.
Listen to
Yeah,
the question
go on.
was, you have these various types of people.
No, he won't win, but he will affect people.
I don't think so.
One sec. There is.
Some people are
You would
gullible.
agree
Very good.
the way a lot of Muslims behave at the moment
Or the other way around.
is not the way they should.
Correct.
So would you agree there is some legitimacy to the complaints of white Westerners?
Some, yes.
Okay. Now they've got, let's say, his camp and Tommy Robinson's camp. You don't like either. If you were to build a camp for specifically atheistic or Christian white people, what would it look like?
haven't
if
thought
they
that
said
far.
to you haven't thought that
I
far.
haven't.
So how the hell can you argue against him?
No, I can. Of course, I can argue.
You can argue
him.
against
If
the
he's
points he's
spouting
made.
nonsense,
without
if
doubt.
he's spouting nonsense, you kill him
Listen
with
what I'm
facts.
saying. Imagine if you're on the other side, so to speak. He's on the receiving end. Should you expect him to be so rational when he's on the receiving end?
You should land on what? What?
We've just agreed that there are issues in the general British Muslim community.
But there's issues in the general British white
We're
community
talking
as
about
well.
why are you changing the subject?
It's not. It's a valid
Yes,
point to the
that's-
subject.
No, you're changing the subject.
No, it's the
Now,
same.
No,
it's the same
no,
subject.
it's not. Because if we talk about the British white society, that's another subject. We're talking specifically about what he was talking about, and he was talking about the Muslims, and he's agreed
But he
there is a
wasn't,
problem.
he was generalizing all Muslims.
I know, bro.
That's the
I
thing.
know, but I'm saying to
He was
you,
making false claims
what's
saying
the
where
alternative?
Muslim women don't work. He just plucked that out of thin
You
air.
have to
So what?
kill those
No,
arguments straight.
brother, a lot of people with any intelligence dismiss his arguments anyway.
Of course, and
That's
there's
not-
and then people without intelligence will
is
believe it.
It's what you said. It's what you said. There's
They
a lot of
think
people
it
that were
anyway.
gullible that will believe it.
I don't understand how both of you
That's why it's
Well,
dangerous.
you've actually answered and said you don't know, you haven't thought that far. I'm saying to you, what is the solution? I'm saying that you have the Muslim view, the general Muslim view, to argue with these guys, to say they're wrong and they're right wing and they're terror or whatever you want to call them. But what solution would you give them?
What solution does he currently have?
He doesn't have one. Forget him. I'm saying people like him in general.
If he doesn't even have a solution himself, how can I give you a solution?
Because
When
you're-
he's the- he's
because
the-
are
he's
you
the one
Muslim?
out here.
Are you
Yeah, of
Muslim? Right. So you're part of the problem if you identify being as a Muslim. Do you understand?
I don't believe I'm part of the problem. Because I'm not the one doing these
No,
things.
he's saying from their point.
No,
from their point.
I'm saying, look, you consider yourself part of the British Asian Muslim community.
Absolutely.
Right, so therefore, would you agree, most of the people on the far right, wouldn't, let's say you've got sisters and mothers and aunties, they're not going to start saying, well, maybe they're the good ones, are they? Yes?
Yeah, no, they
they're not
wouldn't.
going to make
They
that
wouldn't,
distinction.
yeah.
So I'm saying it's up to you guys to then make a clear line of distinction between you and the terroristic crazy types.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
That's a legitimate thing.
If you don't draw that
No, no.
line, bro, they're going to put you all in the same box.
Yeah, no,
Simple
but
as that.
it doesn't matter how much we say that. They will never
There's some
believe
people
it.
that are
They'll
so
never
far
take our
right,
word
they
on
don't
it.
care.
That's why I said to
Some
you.
people are blind.
unless
You know what
you're-
they say? You know what they say? They say the only good Muslims and ex-Muslims. That's their line.
This is what I'm saying. Because like you said, you haven't thought that far, which is the damn problem.
What's that?
What's that? When I asked you a simple question,
You said, yeah, go on.
look, their understanding of Islam is what? Do you think most of them are scholars and study,
Okay, look.
study for years? Hold on, study
what
for
are we
years.
supposed to do? Walk around with signs on their head saying we're not terrorists?
Brother.
Like how would they
Hold on,
see us
we
and
were
know
getting
there's a
somewhere, we were getting
distinction?
somewhere. Listen
Do
to
we
what
have
I'm
to have a certain dress code? Like what do we do? It doesn't make sense.
Stars here. Stars. Yellow
I
stars.
don't
know what I mean?
know. Look, I agree
Like we have to
that-
walk around with
Yeah,
some sort of
but
uniform.
why do we have to
There's
prove
no
ourselves
way
so
of
much
making a look. If I'm walking down the street, how can I tell who a rapist is and who isn't?
Right.
How am I supposed
Listen,
to know that?
This is the bit.
That's the problem that we currently have.
To be getting
What's
there.
the solution for that? How can we
Okay.
differentiate a rapist from a non-rapist?
Brother,
It's the same thing.
no,
How
it's
can we
not.
tell a terrorist
No,
from a
it's not.
non-terrorist?
No, it's not.
That's what they
Because
believe
you don't
that there's
have a
terrorists
rapist
within Muslims.
ideology, do you?
What's it got to do with it?
Because they're saying there's a Muslim ideology. That's what it's got to do with
Okay,
it.
look,
What the hell is
yeah,
it?
well, you know
their,
why
their-
I
their
can-
problem
I
is
make
that
that
there's terrorist Muslims, yeah? In the British Muslims,
no,
they're
hold on.
terrorists.
that.
Terrorist
Their problem
Muslims
is that
and
Muslims all right.
hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
and the general aspects and principles of Islam are terroristic. It's just that some don't practice it. Do you understand? So they're saying Islam as it is. They say the whole religion is
that's,
barbaric.
But that's the
what they're
point of
saying.
Speaker's Corner, to give people knowledge.
Bro, we can't base it Speaker's Corner. Not everyone watches YouTube and so on. What we're saying is,
But the internet is a big platform right now, so it's
I
one of the
think
best
it is,
ways
but
to
no,
start.
if you
But
look at the
Lisa,
views,
Lisa, check this. I deal with these sort of people. I help them with their benefits.
you said you haven't had
no,
worked that far.
One thing, working
Okay.
class white people.
Yeah.
Some of them, they've, especially since the recession and austerity, they've been affected most. So I understand from their point of view. I've been in houses where I'm helping people, and they've got a big sign, BMP, this, that, the other. When they see a Muslim, sometimes they warm up. Sometimes it is just a question of they haven't interacted. Fine. Then I've come across people that are so hot-headed, so
Right,
hard-hearted. I could be the best guy in the world. I could they will still hate me just by the fact that I'm.
I didn't say they wouldn't.
No,
I don't know what it is with you lot and avoiding a
no,
simple
no.
question.
We're not
Well,
avoiding-
no.
not
Let me
avoiding
finish.
the question.
So my point is, the person like him, right? I know he's got mental health and he's got bipolar, etc. He's got some issues, but he has had many discussions, reasonable, far more reasonable than me.
I know
and
this.
but he doesn't want to change. So
Are
that's
you
why-
ignoring the great right? So let's say there's 1 million people, white people,
Yeah.
British people that
Yeah.
think like him,
Yeah.
and there's 5 to 10 million that support the Tommy Robertson movement. Let's just say that, right? I'm saying, let's say half of Tommy Robertson's movement actually don't really like some of the things he says, but he's the only one that's actually talking about the main issue.
Yeah.
So I'm saying for those people that are quite moderate,
those we can work on.
what would you create as a whole movement, so to speak?
So
what would you produce?
I get what you're saying. So my issue. So the other half is this is what I'm saying. They choose to be willfully ignorant.
We know about them.
Yeah.
Forget them.
So
the
if
other
we're
half.
talking about the ones that we can get through to, we have to do more. I feel that we need to set up. Our leadership is crap in this country. Do you know what I mean? Tea and biscuits. You know, meeting the Prime Minister. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're not doing enough.
Right.
Our leadership has to clearly speak out. We need a new movement.
And say
the
what?
grooming gang issue, for example, right? Why haven't we got Muslims there? Like united across denominations, we should have
So
something.
you would have what?
I would have something.
Some of the Muslim speakers do talk about it, but they don't get the airtime.
Yeah,
They don't get the airtime. Whereas on the other side, on the flip side, they get
Let's
the
say we had a
airtime.
demonstration, all of us, yeah, right, whatever denomination, wherever you are, yeah, and we all stood up and said, look, grooming, yeah, it's not fucking from our religion. It's wrong. This has nothing to do with Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a question of leadership. We don't. And I'm just giving you that one example.
No, that's fine as an example. But remember, they go into the books. Now, you may not believe Aisha was of that age, young age, etc. So here's one of the main problems. This guy's argument with certain Muslims is that the general populace or the majority of certain types of Muslims, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?